Have you ever wondered why the royal press seems to love Kate Middleton so much? It's a question that's been on many minds lately, as we all navigate the murky waters of royal PR. It seems that no matter what, the press is determined to paint the Duchess of Cambridge in a favorable light. Recently, royal reporter Roya Nikkah made a fascinating claim. Apparently, Kate no longer wants us to focus on her fashion choices but instead on the substance of her work. Yes, you heard that right. The same Kate Middleton who has built her entire public persona on designer dresses and stylish coats now wants us to ignore her wardrobe and concentrate on her work. But let's pause for a moment and consider this. If Kate truly wanted to be known for her substance, shouldn't she have made that clear from the get-go? Instead, her so-called projects often lack substance, are vague, or vanish after a few months. It's almost as if she's playing a game of royal smoke and mirrors. And let's not forget the double standards at play here. Meghan Markle, who has consistently demonstrated her commitment to work, was torn apart by the very same media that now seems to be going to great lengths to protect Kate. It's a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? This isn't the first time we've seen the royal press make excuses for Kate's apparent lack of effort. When she disappears for months on end, we're told she's preparing for something big. But when she finally reappears, it's usually for a photo shoot or a brief public appearance, and then she's back to her private life. Yet now, instead of addressing this pattern, Roya Nikkah spins it as Kate choosing to focus on substance over style. How very convenient. It appears that the royal press will stop at nothing to cover up for Kate's laziness, but we see right through it. After all, actions speak louder than words, don't they? Remember when Kate was celebrated for what she wore, not what she did? Ah, yes. Those were the days when the world eagerly awaited her next ensemble, speculating over the designer and color palette. Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, has long been the darling of the fashion world. Her style, from elegant gowns to chic casual wear, has consistently made headlines and set trends. Yet, let's take a moment to recall the substance behind the style. What do we find? Well, not much, to be honest. From the moment she stepped onto the royal stage, her role has been largely ornamental. Her image, carefully curated and polished, was built on fashionable appearances rather than any substantial work or initiatives. Now, suddenly, we're told to shift our gaze from the Duchess's wardrobe to her work. A peculiar request, given that her work has been, shall we say, less than impressive. Her projects and initiatives have been vague, lackluster, and fleeting. They appear with a fanfare only to fade away quietly after a few months, leaving us with another beautiful outfit to admire and little else. But wait, there is a twist in the tale. Roya Nikkah, a royal reporter known for painting the Duchess in a favorable light, now claims that Kensington Palace will no longer announce details of Kate's outfits. The reason? Kate supposedly wants to be known for her work, not her wardrobe. Quite a convenient narrative, isn't it? This sudden pivot to substance seems suspiciously like an attempt to cover up the lack of it. Is the Duchess trying to dress up her lack of work in a new narrative? Or is this another PR spin to distract us from questioning her work ethic? As we ponder these questions, one thing is clear. The Duchess's wardrobe has always been more active than her work ethic. It seems that Kate's wardrobe was more active than her work ethic. Ever noticed how Meghan Markle, who actually put in the work, was treated differently? Well, let's discuss that. The disparity between the media's treatment of Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton could not be more glaring. Meghan, a royal newcomer who hit the ground running with numerous charitable projects, faced intense scrutiny and criticism for every move she made. On the other hand, Kate, who has been in the royal fold for over a decade, has faced no such scrutiny. Instead, she's been given a pass for her lack of substantial work and her reliance on fashion to maintain her public image. The same media that ripped Meghan apart for every perceived misstep has been endlessly forgiving of Kate's lack of initiative. Remember when Meghan guest-edited the September issue of Vogue in 2019? The press lambasted her, calling it a vanity project, despite the fact that it highlighted important social issues and featured a diverse range of influential women. Meanwhile, Kate's guest editing stint at Huffington Post in 2016, which was far less impactful, was met with applause. Or consider the uproar that ensued when Meghan and Harry decided to step back from royal duties to protect their family from the relentless media scrutiny. The same press that vilified Meghan for her decision to prioritize her mental health and family life refuses to question why Kate, who has been a royal for far longer, has yet to take on significant responsibilities within the monarchy. And let's not forget the infamous avocado incident. Yes, you heard that right. Meghan was accused of fueling human rights abuses and water shortages by enjoying an avocado toast, while Kate was praised for her love of the same fruit years earlier. The double standards are obvious. It's clear that the royal press has different rules for different princesses. Meghan, a woman of substance, was torn down for doing the work, while Kate, who has shown little initiative, is shielded from criticism. It's a tale as old as time, but it's time for a change. It's clear that the royal press has different rules for different princesses. How many times have we heard that Kate is preparing for something big? It's a narrative we're all too familiar with, isn't it? The royal press has a knack for spinning tales, and this is one of their favorites. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, disappears from the public eye for months on end. The silence is deafening, and then, just when the whispers start, the royal press swoops in with their trusty excuse machine. They churn out stories of Kate's dedication, of her hard work behind closed doors, of the grand projects she's preparing for. But what do we get when she finally reappears? Is it the groundbreaking work they promised? Rarely. More often than not, it's just another photo shoot with children, a few generic words, and then it's back to vacation mode for the princess. This pattern is as predictable as it is frustrating. It's as if the royal press thinks we have the memory of a goldfish, that we'll forget the months of silence because of a few well-shot photographs. But we're not that easily fooled. Kate's projects, if you can call them that, are usually underwhelming and vague. They lack substance, they lack impact, and they often disappear after a few months, much like the princess herself. And then there's the irony of it all. The same royal press that rips apart Meghan Markle, who actually puts in the work, protects Kate. They cover up her lack of effort. They make excuses for her absence. They spin her laziness into some noble choice. But here's the truth. No amount of royal PR spin can cover up Kate's lack of work. No amount of excuses can justify her absence. And no amount of photo shoots can substitute for actual, meaningful work. The royal press needs to stop functioning as an excuse machine. They need to stop protecting Kate and start holding her accountable. Because it's high time the royal press stop making excuses for Kate's lack of effort. So what do you think about this latest royal PR spin? Posing this question is not just a mere rhetorical device. It's an invitation to engage, to share your thoughts, your feelings, and to be part of a larger conversation. It's about creating a space where we can critically examine and discuss the narratives spun by the royal PR machine, where we can challenge the double standards and call out the inconsistencies. It's about holding those in the public eye accountable, even if they are wrapped in ermine and silk. It's about not letting the glitz and glamour of the royal life blind us to the stark realities. It's about not letting the press dictate our perceptions, because after all, the narratives we consume shape our understanding of the world. They influence our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. We've seen how the press can make mountains out of molehills, how they can twist and turn the narrative to suit their agenda, how they can protect those they favor and vilify those they don't. We've seen how they've turned a blind eye to the glaring lack of substance in Kate's work, how they've covered up her laziness with their eloquent prose, and how they've painted a rosy picture of her life, devoid of any real effort or dedication. We've seen how they've spun excuses for her, how they've tried to rebrand her lack of work as a noble choice. And we've seen how they've used fashion as a smokescreen, as a distraction from the real issues at hand, but we're not buying it. We're not falling for their tricks. We're not letting them pull the wool over our eyes. And that's why we need to keep this conversation going, to keep questioning, to keep seeking the truth. So let's hear it. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, for more discussions that challenge the status quo, that question the narratives, that seek the truth. Don't let the royal PR machine fool you. Let's keep the conversation going.